I'm Joe. This is a Palmer amaranth. Here's my nemesis. This plant's roughly 30 inches tall, and as you can see, if you can, with a root diameter already of 2 inches. These things will get up to 6 foot tall at harvest time without control, and a root diameter of 4 to 5 inches. So they'll literally become a small tree out in the field. It becomes almost impossible to harvest this plant with the rest of the biomass. What I want to talk about is specifically the method that I've been using to control Palmer. What we're using is an Agri Inject chemigation unit. Typically in beans, I like to use a 110 gallon unit with a duplex 9x30 pump. We use the 9 gallon per minute side to put herbicides on. I spoke of the rate of being 2 quarts per acre of Eptam. It's a high use rate herbicide. That's a half a gallon an acre. On a typical 130 acre circle, that's roughly 65 gallons that I have to put in a chemigation unit. And then we're adding another 20 gallons of dual. So we've got about 85 gallons that we're putting in the 110 gallon unit, and then we top it off with water. One key point that I want to bring up that's not a very common practice is we always use a compatibility agent. We'll use a compatibility agent of like a half a gallon of this. That will allow the mixture of all these chemicals to come into solution and stay in solution with the Agri Inject unit. We will then start our sprinkler at between 5 and 65 hundredths, which will roughly be about a 36 to a 48 hour circle. We calibrate the unit. It's a standard operating procedure at our farm that after we start the unit, we come back within 90 minutes to 120 minutes to recheck the unit. At that time, if the unit is pumping correctly, we're fairly comfortable that we're good to go. It will take you roughly an hour to an hour and a half to set the unit up. It's not that hard to do. The other alternative to doing this, if you're not going to use Eptam, would be a large ground rig. It takes 3 to 4 hours and a $400,000 applicator with all the backup equipment and a guy to run this to accomplish what I can do with a chemigation unit. So I like the economics of the situation. If you are a grower and you don't have your own sprayer, you have to coordinate with a local applicator or a local retailer to apply your pesticide. Every day that goes by and this applicator can't get there because he's got other obligations, you're losing the effectiveness of your application. When you've got your own chemigation unit sitting at the field, you know, it's totally up to you to get this done on a timely manner. The thing that I hear mostly from my peers in the industry is that they're somewhat concerned about failures or the complications of using a chemigation unit. I can reassure you that it's not that complicated. It takes a bit of training, but there's no reason to be intimidated by these systems.